You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. Different life when you have to slip on that purple and gold, knowing full well you're walking in the footsteps. You look at the rafters, you walk in the footsteps of the Jerry West, of the Elgin Baylors, of the Wilt Chamberlains, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. One of those folks is James Worthy, North Carolina great, and of course, Hall of Famer himself. One of my golf buddies, James Worthy. Welcome to Roland Martin Unfiltered.
Roland, how are you, buddy?
Man, doing great, doing great. Hate to have to talk to you under these circumstances as we pay homage to the great Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, it's a tough topic right now. Unexpected death that happens so quickly and so suddenly, and it happens to someone that you watched grow up over the last 20, 21 years. And, his daughter, Gigi, who they had a remarkable relationship as she was starting her journey, trying to learn the game and be like her dad. And then, of course, the other families involved in this tragic situation. It's just something you don't expect. But something you do have to accept and acknowledge and move on.
You know, when we had Elgin Baylor on earlier, and obviously one of the 50 greatest in NBA history, Hall of Famer, you a Hall of Famer. Just share with the public what you have to do to be great, what you have to go through mentally and physically to be one of the greatest to ever play the game.
Yeah, I think once you set your mind, as did Kobe. I mean, Kobe had a vision, and he followed it. And, once you set that goal, I mean, you have to set that seed in your mind that no one's going to deny you that opportunity. And followed by that is a remarkable, discipline and commitment to the craft and sacrifices. When you're in high school or college and everybody else is at the mall or, hanging out or partying, you have to make that sacrifice to really, enhance your game. And Kobe did that. He sought out the best, and he tried to defeat that. Michael Jordan was like that. Another assassin-type player. And Kobe just took it to the next level. I mean, not only did he want to be the best, he wanted to break records and dominate. And so he had a really good percentage of time doing that throughout his career.
Did he come to you to pick your brain?
He did. I remember Kobe as a rookie, and I was also a rookie, Roland. I was a rookie in the broadcast business, and I remember my first interview with Kobe, and he was, yes, sir, no, sir, Mr. Word, and I had to remind him that he didn't have to do that, and then I watched him, really start to hone in on his craft, and then later on, about his 8th year, he called me, and he wanted to pick my brain because my specialty was footwork down in the post, and I didn't see where I could enhance his game at all, but he wanted to pick my brain on certain things that, he was trying to do. And then later on, when Byron Scott was coaching and I was helping Byron with some of the big men, again, he would call on you to try to pick your brain about stuff that he was already great at. So he never stopped learning. And that was something that was just really fascinating. Up until his 17th or 18th year, he was still, figuring out what he could get from Akeem Olajuwon, what he could learn from James Worthy, how he could, learn from some of the great players that he, picked their brain. So, yeah, he was constantly trying to get better and trying to, have an edge.
I'm joined here by Kevin Merida, Etan Thomas, Roy Johnson. Each one of them got a question for you. Kevin, you go first.
Well, you're one of the legends, James. Magic has said earlier that he thought Kobe was the greatest Laker of all time. I wonder where you saw Kobe and how you evaluated him in the Laker pantheon, because you guys got your own Hall of Fame.
Yeah. For a long time, man, Kareem's been my guy. When they said who's the best player ever to play in the NBA, Kareem, 4 years of college, academic All-American, 3 years varsity and once on the JV when freshmen couldn't even play on the varsity. But I remember when Kareem came here from Milwaukee, it took Kareem a couple of years to get things going, and then it wasn't until Magic came to the Lakers that then the success started to roll. So I might have to agree with Magic, the greatest Laker to ever play the game. I know Shaq, was a dominant player, but what Kobe did after Shaq left, winning 2 more championships and dominating the game, the way he scored, the way he was viciously dissecting people, 81 points against Toronto, 60 points somewhere else in New York. So I'm going to have to agree that he's been the greatest Laker in a Laker uniform for what he's been able to achieve as far as
Etan.
Mr. Worthy, this is Etan Thomas. First of all, my wife is a huge fan. She grew up in L.A., in Inglewood. She wore number 42 at Syracuse because of you. So just to, I have to tell you that. But I wanted to ask you, you've been there for Magic as a leader, for Kobe as a leader, and LeBron as a leader. And if you were comparing their leadership styles, is there a common thread in their leadership, or are they completely different styles?
Well, first of all, Etan, we love everything that you do, man, post your career. You're a conscious brother, and you keep it real, and we support everything that you do.
I appreciate that.
But Magic was a leader. Magic enhanced everybody around him. He was a distributor. Magic knew how to monitor people constructively. I remember when I was going through a shooting slump, and I needed some extra shots. Well, I'd come into practice early, and instead of a ball boy, throwing me balls or throwing me back my rebounds, Magic would be out there. That's the kind of leader he was. Magic and Kobe was a different kind of leader. Kobe was like, in your face, you got to work hard or else. He really pushed you. To the limit, almost antagonizing you in practice. He was a beast. If you were weak, he would just trample all over you and wouldn't give you. That's the kind of leadership he was. I'm going to trample over you, and then you follow me. He expected excellence. If he was working hard, he expected you to work hard. Different kind of leadership. LeBron, similar to Magic in a sense, distributor. Enhancing everybody else around him. Think pass first, kind of a leader. So they all have leadership qualities. Kobe's was, if you're not ready, then your ass is going to get left behind, or I'm going to run over you. He was just that kind of assassin, night in and night out.
Roy Johnson.
James, we've talked a lot about Kobe's greatness on the court, and I'm interested in his evolution off the court. You played with Magic, and you know that Magic was preparing for his post-career from the day he arrived. He would pick people's brains if they're the people who were sitting courtside. If he ran into you in an airport or someplace like that, he was always picking the brains of smart people and successful people. You were able to observe Kobe for most of his career. When did you start to see that greatness begin to translate off the court? And did he share some of the same traits and strategies of Magic and other Lakers by really immersing himself with people who were coming to the games and picking their brains about how they achieve success.
Yeah, Kobe was a quiet gatherer of assets and information. You know, I can't think of any athletes that upon his retirement goes out and wins an Oscar. That just doesn't happen. And, you know, I had an opportunity to go down to Orange County once and do a one-on-one interview in his office. And Kobe's up at 5 o'clock, you know, every morning. And he's in his office. And he loves to tell stories. That's why he wrote that short documentary that won the Oscar. And then one of the things that really upsetting is that we didn't get to see the second half of his career. He gave us everything, man. He gave us blood, sweat, and tears as a basketball player, as an athlete. And really, we were looking forward to his second career, whatever it was he was going to do. He had Mamba Academy. He loved to write short stories. He had a plethora of global exposure and deals globally. He was huge all over China. So he was getting ready to do some big things. And, of course, he had committed to the daughter that really loved the way he played the game and really wanted to carry on, you know, the Kobe brand. I mean, he didn't have any sons, and she was going to do it, Gigi. So his commitment to his kids, you know, Kobe had evolved. We all do. You know, we all as young athletes coming in, no matter if we come from high school or we come out of college, we all go through this evolution of growing up. And sometimes we all have to sit with ourselves and, you know, take constructive criticism. And then we evolve as something authentic and real. And so I think that's what happened to Kobe. And he had, you know, kind of ascended into a really cool guy and a good dad and someone you could appreciate, you know, where he had come from and what he was trying to do going forward.
James Worthy, we certainly appreciate you joining us to share your thoughts about Kobe Bryant. Thanks a bunch.
You got it, brother.
You want to check out Roland Martin Unfiltered? YouTube.com/Roland S. Martin. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. It's Roland Martin Unfiltered. See that name right there? Roland Martin Unfiltered. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's YouTube.com/Roland S. Martin. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so when we go live, you'll know it.